generation of people, of humans, who may not die.
Bryan Johnson is the millionaire entrepreneur turning himself into a full-time science experiment
with one goal: to never die.
On a quest to stay young forever.
Don't die.
It's an extraordinary thing that you're trying to achieve, and a little bit overwhelming at times as well.
But what did they do? Like, how do they compress the whole 21st century? They figured out the only thing to do was don't die. That was the single imperative of all intelligent life.
We're at a strange moment in history. AI is evolving faster than ever, and with it comes the potential to understand not only how to stop aging, but to reverse it. Now, to ask whether this is desirable, we first have to look at whether it's possible. In the first place, what are these techno-immortalists actually chasing? We look at the data, they're actually just following a global trend of increasing life expectancy. In 1900, the average global life expectancy was just 32 years old. By 2021, it had more than doubled to 71. Not because of some futuristic invention, but because of basic public health and advances in medicine. Every generation has pushed the boundary a little further. If we look at what's happening right now, we're living through a convergence. AI is reaching levels of complexity that lets us model minds and bodies. Biotech is editing genes with CRISPR, tweaking cell aging.
Attention and scrutiny this morning. It's been called the scientific breakthrough of the year.
Is like software for the genome. We can program it easily using...
Nanotech is theorized to one day repair tissue at the cellular level. All of these exponential technologies are converging on one problem: death. And that's where people like Bryan Johnson see their opening. So, how exactly do you live forever? The first method is to gradually replace parts of the body with machinery. This could be from pacemakers to full-blown prosthetics, and perhaps our basic needs one day will be adjusting every few decades. Or we could upload our mind into a computer. One path makes the body more like a machine, the other tries to make a machine more like a mind. But scaling this back, we need to understand three enormous problems. Because this is what leads MIT roboticist Rodney Brooks to say, quite bluntly, if you're relying on the singularity to upload yourself to a brain simulation, try not dying for a few centuries. Problem 1. Can we scan a brain without destroying it? The skeptic says, no, today the only way to scan at resolution needed is by slicing the brain apart. The optimist says, well, actually not forever. With nanobots, quantum imaging, molecular sensors, we're getting closer to scanning from the inside, non-destructively. The second question is, even if we can scan it, how do we store and can we decode it? The human mind might require yottabytes of storage, and we don't even know how thoughts are encoded. The optimist can say, well, yes, brains are complex, but they're patterns, and patterns can be stored. With AI, neural decoding, we're already translating thought into code one bit at a time. This is all very well and good, but how do you actually make it you again? The skeptic says you'd be creating a copy, a digital twin with your memories for sure, but not quite you. There's no transfer and there's no continuity. The optimist says again that what if continuity is just a pattern, a function? If the structure is identical, the feelings, fears, and memories, then the thing that wakes up is you, rebooted. This last question is perhaps the biggest philosophical hurdle, because it talks about consciousness. Before that, I want to talk about where the fear comes from, why all of this in the first place. Therefore, maybe the question isn't can we upload our minds, it's why do we want to so badly? Humans are uniquely aware of death. That awareness creates anxiety, and we cope by building systems, religions, ideologies, by improving upon science and technology. The philosophy of don't die is actually just a continuation of all of these previous attempts throughout history. And yet, the philosophical question remains. Even if you upload your brain, even if it works, will it really be you? Who are we saving here? Who is it that will not die? Imagine a machine, a transporter. You step into it here on Earth, it scans your body atom by atom, then vaporizes you. But on Mars, at the exact same time, another machine rebuilds you from local atoms. The same voice, same memories, same smile. Would you still step inside the machine? Philosopher Derek Parfit asked, is that machine a method of travel or a method of death? Because even if the version on Mars looks and feels exactly like you were still destroyed. Now imagine the machine is upgraded. It no longer destroys the original, it just creates replicas. 2, 5, 10 copies of you, all insisting they're the real version. They remember stepping into the booth. They feel the same. They are psychologically identical. So which one is right? Parfit's thought experiment shows the danger. If personal identity is just psychological continuity, memories, habits, personality, then an uploaded mind might seem like you to everyone else. But from your own perspective, it's as though nothing happened. The upload wakes up, but the you stays behind. So, back to Bryan, back to AI. Johnson's Don't Die project is rooted in a belief that death is a biological failure we can outsmart, whether through reversing aging or eventually uploading the mind. The goal is to preserve the self. But Parfit's argument suggests a paradox. The more we rely on AI to replicate ourselves, the more we risk leaving the self behind. AI might create something indistinguishable from you, your thoughts, your voice, your sense of humour, but it may not carry you into the future. So while Johnson hopes to escape death through data, Parfit reminds us, survival isn't just what we leave behind, it's whether we're still the one experiencing it. I want to end with these clips where Neil deGrasse Tyson explains his views on the Diary of the CEO, but whether or not it is desirable that we should live forever.
Flowers and hand them to your loved one, and the flowers are made of plastic. How would your loved one reply to that? They probably think you don't love them. But you say, but darling, they'll last forever. Okay. No, that's not the variable here. That's not what matters. The fact that flowers die is the very reason why they have meaning as a gift. You're handed flowers. They're going to be dead in 7 days. That means, you better pay attention to them. You're going to smell them. You're going to take care of them. You're going to make sure you change the water and trim the stems. And you're going to put it in a central place so that not only you see them, but so does everybody else. You're going to celebrate those flowers while they are alive, because the day is going to come very quickly where they're going to die.